Hi everyone, this is Mark Shanker. I'm a visual artist, and today I'm going to show you how I use wax crayons. Wax crayons are a neglected medium, but they offer artists tremendous possibilities. So we're going to go over to my work table and I'll show you some of the techniques I use with wax crayons. So this is going to be a demonstration how to use wax crayons. Wax crayons allow you to do a lot of layering and carving into the crayon itself. The first thing is to consider is the choice of paper. I prefer hot press because it's smooth without any grooves, which allows the crayon to sit on the surface of the paper. If you use a pastel paper, which has a lot of texture, the crayon will be absorbed into the grooves and give a matte effect. The only way to overcome that is to use a lot of crayon and fill the grooves. By using a hot press paper, in this case it's a cover stock, I'm able to immediately get colors to pop on the paper. Before I start drawing on a piece of paper, I create a base for the wax crayon. I use white crayon, but you could use any color crayon, and just fill the whole page with this base. The base allows me to work easily into the succeeding layers of crayon and to be able to remove crayon without destroying the paper or the surface of the paper. So I create a very homogeneous surface with white crayon. Now, the next thing one is able to do is to take a color and create a surface on top of the white crayon. Let me show you how that works. So find a tool of some sort, and then you can easily draw into the surface and the white of the paper comes through. If you want to remove what you've done, take your palette knife and just easily remove the crayon. And then taking yet a different color, you can, for instance, fill in what you have. Again, this is really all kinds of textures depending how heavily you press or if you use it as a line. You can get all kinds of textures. And then you can also remove the crayon and create more textures. What I sometimes like to do is take black crayon and cover a base of colors with black, and then using a tool, in this case a etching tool, draw into the crayon. You can create a different texture, create light, and even draw with a it's not a fine line, though you could make it a fine line by going back with the color and emphasizing the line itself. I've done that many times. Now, one last thing, once your picture is done or almost done, or at some point, you could even burnish it. I use a cork, and so it creates yet a different texture than you had. You can also draw into the white crayon with pencil. Has a nice texture, and then go over it. So you can use use other medium as well as the wax crayon, and it gives you a great variety of techniques. Now that I've illustrated some of the techniques that I use with wax crayons, I want to show you a couple of the works that I've done. Here's one. Both of these are from my Luna Park series. In this case, I set a base of colors and put black crayon over everything. And then with different tools, I started drawing lines and forms. And as more lines I drew, the more white and light from below came through, giving the circle a certain luminosity and activity, as if it's moving. Here I drew actual figures, hollowed out some circles, which I filled in with other colors to give the composition an extra balance. In this picture, I did very many of the same things, but there's a lot of underdrawing, a lot of colors below the surface. And I used my palette knife to carve shapes, lines, and even to carve out letters, which I filled in with other colors, giving the surface a vitality and which will engage the viewer in the picture so that they are entranced by what is going on. So this is Mark Shanker, and if you wish to see additional work, please go to Mark, M-A-R-C, Shanker, S-H-A-N-K-E-R.com. Thank you.